a quote by Ban Ki-moon. With this powerful thought, we welcome you all to today's event where we gather with a shared vision for a better world, SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals. This quote reminds us that the future is not a destination waiting for us. It's something we shape with every decision, every innovation, and every standard we set today. The path ahead is one we shape through our collective actions, and today marks an important step towards that brighter, smarter, and a more sustainable future. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Let's not wait for someone else. Let's begin and create a better planet starting today. A sustainable future begins with partnerships that put people and the planet first. With these words, I, Harshada Patel, along with my co-hosts Christina and Sakshi, welcome you all to this Manak Matsav, centered around the theme A Shared Vision for a Better World, SDG 17, Partnerships for the Goals. With partnership as a strength and purpose as a guide, let's embark on this inspiring journey together. माँ सरस्वती विद्या ज्ञान और कला की देवी है। उनकी वंदना मन को शांति, बुद्धि को तेज और वाणी को मधुरता प्राप्त करती है। आइए माँ सरस्वती की आराधना से इस कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। अब मैं पीएम श्री केंद्रीय विद्यालय भांडुप के विद्यार्थियों को मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ। आइए हम सब उनका हार्दिक स्वागत करें। Thank you, students, for this wonderful and inspiring performance. To officially commence today's Mahotsav, we would first like to welcome our distinguished dignitaries who will grace the occasion with their wisdom and insights. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest and dignitaries for the Mahotsav. We have the honor to have with us our today's chief guest, Vice Chancellor, Homi Bhabha National Institute, Mumbai, Professor U. Kamachi Mudli. Sir, we welcome you on the dais. May I request Shri Gopinath sir to welcome him. I would like to invite Shri Shashi Bhushan, Chief CRM and Tubes, National Tata Steel Khopoli on the dais. I request Shri V. Gopinath sir to welcome him. I would like to invite Shri Suresh Dev Talu, Vice President, League Rent on the dais. I request Shri V. Gopinath sir to welcome him. I would like to invite Shri Philip Puran Purakal, General Manager, KSB Limited on the dais. I request Shri V. Gopinath sir to welcome him. I now invite Dr. Bhagwan F. Jogi, Registrar, Institute of Chemical Technology on the dais. I request Shri V. Gopinath sir to welcome him. I would like to invite Dr. Sitaram Dikshit, Chairman, Consumer Guidance Society of India, on the dais. I request Shri Gopinath sir to welcome him. We are honored to have the presence of esteemed dignitaries, industry leaders, and all our distinguished stakeholders who share a vision of sustainable development. A shared vision for a better world begins with a small but profound idea that no single nation, organization, or individual can achieve sustainable development alone. SDG 17, Partnerships for the Goals, is the thread that weaves together all other sustainable development goals. It reminds us that collaboration, mutual respect, and shared responsibility are the cornerstones of global progress. In an interconnected world, our challenges, whether poverty, climate change, inequality, or resource depletion, are also interconnected. Therefore, our solutions must be too. Partnership across governments, private sectors, civil society, academia, and individuals are not just desirable, but they are essential. True partnership go beyond formal agreements. They are built on values of transparency, accountability, and a shared purpose. The collective commitment to leave no one behind. Today, we come together to exchange ideas, knowledge, and experiences that will help pave the way towards a more sustainable future. Now, we would like to begin the day by lighting the ceremonial lamp. This represents knowledge, wisdom, and the enlightenment we seek through this program. I kindly request our distinguished guest on the dais to light a lamp and mark the official inauguration of today's function. दीपक की लौ में है उजियारा अपार दीपक की लौ में है उजियारा अपार जो करता है हर मन में उम्मीद का संचार आइए इस दीप से करें शुभारंभ का प्रारंभ और ले चले सब मिलकर उजाले कल की ओर एक कदम Thank you for this beautiful gesture symbolizing the beginning of a day filled with ideas and shared knowledge. As we move forward, it is now my honor to invite the Deputy Director General, Western Region, Shri V. Gopinath Sir, to deliver the welcome address and share his thoughts on the theme of today's Mahotsav.
Respected Professor Mudali, other dignitaries and speakers on the dais, uh, my colleagues and dear friends, this is a occasion which we celebrate. The World Standards Day is celebrated across the world to honor the contribution of scientists and technocrats in the formation of standards at the national and international level. And it is a mostly a duty which is voluntary in nature. Nobody is forced to become a part of this. Everybody on their own free will become a part of the efforts for national and international standardization. But how did it all start? It started on 14th October 1946 when the 18 standards bodies of the world decided that there should be an international organization for standardization. So in 1947, I don't know the exact date, somewhere in June, the International Organization for Standardization was formed. And exactly on 6th January 1947, the Indian Standards Institution was also formed for formulating standards at the national level. And by that time, the International Organization was constituted. India also became a part of that, founding member of that organization. There were 25 nations. In 1970 to 70, for the first time, it was decided that there are so many people around the globe who are contributing towards the formulation of standards at national and international level, and we should do something to honor them. And so the concept of a world standards day was decided. By that time, we had three international standards bodies: the International Organization for Standardization, that is ISO, the International Electrotechnical Commission, that is IEC, and the International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU. And all these three decided for this World Standards Day. And the first act for them is a joint statement and a theme for World Standards Days. So we had many themes. Uh, One of the themes which I still remember is building on standards. It was on the standards for civil engineering. Then we had standards play a major role in safety. This was one of the themes. Then the standards for the next generation, fourth industrial revolution. That was in 2018. But from 2019, the three international bodies started looking closely to the sustainable development goals of the United Nations. So every year, themes of the goals of the United Nations were picked up. The sustainable development goals were picked up, and they were converted into themes. The resolution of the three will be read out by my colleague later. So this year the theme is for partnership for the goals, and this is where standardization is also a meeting point, because again standardization cannot be achieved through without partnerships. Standards is a joint effort of all the stakeholders, whether it is the manufacturer, service provider, the consumers, the regulatory bodies, the academia and research institutions, and the testing laboratories. So all these people, they form the stakeholders. So it's a shared concept which results in a standard, and everybody is a part of that process. So it is a partnership in some ways. And what is the goal here? Goal is sustainable development. Now, how sustainable development is required? Because somewhere when the industrial revolutions took place, whether it was the steam engine or the electrical engine or the electronics, it resulted in heavy mining, heavy usage of chemical fertilizers, heavy usage of water, and for the first time, it was a market driven economy where even consumers were not bothered whether their act is also an unsustainable act. So now everybody is thinking about what will happen to their generations to come, whether they will be able to get the same quality food, whether clean water, whether they will also get proper education, other civic amenities. So this thought is in the same manner in which we get. In fact, we have struggled to come up to this level, and it is very important that we maintain this level, whether it is health services, education services, food, clean air, water, everything. So how do we achieve that? Through a change in the attitude, whether we less polluting industries, consumption of items in a moderation, in a proper manner, avoiding wastages, and to also you have proper utilization of wastes. Now, that day I was seeing a program in television. It showed about a unique factory in Nigeria where they are extracting rubber from unused tires, from tires which are no longer can be used, and they are making bricks. What do you call that? Not pavement blocks, and they are as hard, and they are not brittle also. So these pavement blocks are now government is encouraging there, so that these unused tires can be used or other wastes can be used. Similarly, there are a lot of ways in which we can use wastes, but again, it comes whether the utilization can be done proper without hurting the human health and and ergonomics. So their standards play a major role, and so standards are important for even a sustainable future, and standards is based on partnerships. So a sustainable future with partnerships does definitely involve standards. Here I would like to end my whole talk with just one sentence which was made a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, that is, there is enough for everybody to live in a decent manner, but there is not enough for a few people's greed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. We are confident that today's discussions will contribute greatly to our shared vision for a better world. Every year, the CEOs of the three international standard bodies jointly release the theme message for the Manak Mahotsav. To share the message of World Standards Day, I now invite Scientist E and Head, Mumbai Branch Office, Shri Pinaki Gupta, sir.
Good morning, all. Now, for this year, the for World Standard Day, the three international standardization organization, the presidents, Joe Cox, IEC president, Sung Hwan, ISO president, and CISO own ITU director, they have jointly released the message, and I will read it out for you. The Sustainable Development Goals, which project to address social imbalances, develop a sustainable economy, and slow the rate of climate change, are highly ambitious. To reach them, will require the cooperation of many public and private partners and the use of all available tools, including international standards and conformity assessment. The intense battle against a persistent global pandemic revealed the absolute necessity of addressing the Sustainable Development Goals in an inclusive way to strengthen our societies, making them more resilient and more equitable. Today, we are asking you to join us on a mission that affirms the importance of the SDGs to build back better. In this pursuit, standards are more relevant than ever. The entire standard system is built on collaboration. It is testament to the power of cooperation and the belief that we are stronger than the sum of our parts. By working together, we are empowering people with real world solutions to face sustainability challenges head on. It is in this spirit that we are engaging in a multi year World Standard Day journey that showcase the many ways in which international standards contribute to the success of SDGs. We stand united to work together to accelerate the 2030 agenda with the standards for the SDGs and our shared vision for a better world. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your powerful message. Your words reinforce the vital role that standards play in shaping a sustainable and innovative world. Now, I take the honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Professor U. Kamachi Mudli. He is the Vice Chancellor of Homi Bhabha National Institute, a deemed to be university under the Department of Atomic Energy. He previously served as Vice Chancellor of VIT Bhopal University, Honorary Professor of Practice at IIT Madras, Distinguished Scientist of DAE, and Chief Executive and Chairman of the Heavy Water Board, a flagship industrial unit of DAE. From 1984 to 2017, he was at the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research, Kalpakam, and lastly served as Director of Materials Chemistry and Metal Fuel Cycle. With over 4 decades of impactful research, he has made contributions in advanced materials and coating technology, corrosion science and engineering, nuclear fuel reprocessing, heavy water and failure analysis. He has authored 477 journal publications, 5 patents, and 14,650 citations, with an H index of 57 and I-10 index of 316. He has been recognized among the world's top 2% scientists from India in materials. He is a fellow of 13 professional associations, including 4 international bodies. His distinguished recognitions include the Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Bombay and PSG College of Technology, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Ministry of Steel, GD Birla Gold Medal, Platinum Medal, Metallurgic of the Year Award, Mascot National Award, Vasvik Award, INS Gold Medal, SMC Gold Medal, CRS Gold Medal, Homi Bhabha Science and Technology Award, and the Frank Newman Speller Award of NIS International USA, the highest international honor in corrosion engineering, where he was the first Indian recipient. He has also been a visiting scientist at leading R&D and academic institutions in Germany, Japan, USA, and more. Dr. Mudli has been associated with BIS New Delhi for over 10 years and currently serves as chairman of MTD 24 Corrosion Protection and Ministers Sectional Committee of MTDC BIS. May I request sir to enlighten us with his wisdom and kind words.
Good morning, very good morning, distinguished Mr. Gopinath, the Deputy Director General of Western Region BAS, Mr. Pinaki Gupta, and my dear colleagues on the dais, distinguished invitees for this function, and colleagues from the BAS Mumbai, the industrial colleagues who have come from the nearby MADC, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely delighted to join all of you here today as the chief guest to celebrate this World Standards Day as a function that we conduct to the whole country, a MANAK Mahotsav. First of all, my sincere apologies for arriving late due to unexpected traffic problem on the way. My association with Bureau of Indian Standards goes back to 2011 when I became a member of the Materials Metallurgy Technology Division, that is Sectional Committee 24. I was a member. Then somewhere around 2015-16, I became the member of the MTDC Materials Technology and Development Council, then the chairman of the MTD 24 Sectional Committee. So I'm part of the family of BAS for more than 10 years, and I know the way the Indian standards have grown up in a very phenomenal way. Let me say, maybe in the last 5 to 10 years, I am physically seeing the way the things are happening. The colleagues are motivated, and the standards are getting much refined and better, and the activities are becoming much larger. And I'm very proud to be associated with BIS, and this is my happy occasion to come here and join all of you in the celebration of the World Standards Day. Why do we celebrate this World Standards Day? I think it was also mentioned by Mr. Gopinath. It was decided by the IEC, ITU, and ISO that every year on 14th October we will celebrate the World Standards Day to bring in awareness and also to honor those experts, those organizations which are associated in bringing up a lot of standards which will help the growth of the industry in a very sophisticated way. Somewhere around, I think it is 1946, some 26 country representatives they met in London and they wanted to start an organization, international organization for standardization. And subsequently, next year they started such an organization. And somewhere around, I think I was reading that it was around 70, 71, they identified this October 14, the day they met for organizing this ISO. They thought that that should be the the day for celebrating as a standards day by the whole world. That is where this October 14 came for celebration. India is now a growing economy, as all of us are very proud that we occupy the fourth position with about roughly $4.2 trillion economic GDP, that we are in the fourth position. Just above us, in the third position, is Germany, which is $4.8 trillion. And our Honorable Prime Minister is set a target to the country that by 2047, India should be a fully developed nation. And that it should be also somewhere around 29 to 32 trillion dollar economy we should grow. And in between 2030, 31, we should be somewhere around 10 trillion dollar. From to 4.2 today, we should become 10 trillion dollar. And you see the way the industry is growing, the services are growing, the manufacturing is growing. Every sector, you take the prime 12 sectors of industry, different sectors. India is now growing and nobody can stop. Whether war is coming globally or across our border, our economy is very steady and we are growing very fast. To grow this, matching with this growth, we also have to see that industry is growing in different sectors. Let us take steel sector. There is a national steel policy that was set up in 2017 that India by 2030-31 should have a capacity to produce 300 million metric tons of steel. And today, if you ask the production, somewhere around 150, 48 to 52 million metric ton we are producing. and globally we are the number two position with respect to steel production. Of course, the number one position is by China. China is producing around 1100 million metric ton, and we are just producing 150 million metric ton. We are number two, they are number one. And today, China is the global supplier of steels. And this national steel policy advocates that not only that India should simply grow in just a crude steel, we also have to take steps for growing in advanced steels, alloy steels. We are completely depending on the international industries and organizations for supply of the special steels that are required for defense, required for any other special applications. If you have to make world class quality stainless steel or alloy steel or stainless steel, India is also, I think, around third or fourth position. It has now we're trying to move to number two position with respect to production of stainless steel also. Means we have to, if you are going in the growth path of making more and more steel, alloy steel and stainless steel, the quality of the material is very, very important. Without quality, you cannot produce this material, use it in our application, or you export it to the international countries. That is how our economy also will grow. We have to produce more, we have to also sell it outside more, we have to market it more. Finally, it all depends on what quality of steel, what quality of material that you have produced. And that is where that standards play a key role, that all the standards with respect to the starting from the raw material to the final product that we dispatch to the industrial application or societal application for international application, it all depends on what kind of standard that we are maintaining. You take another sector from where I am coming from, the energy sector. Today, nuclear power in our country is produced around 8,200 megawatts. The government of India has set a target for that also. By 2030-31, we have to produce around 22,400 megawatt, almost three times of what we are producing today in the next 6 years, 7 years. By 2047, which is Bharat, India has to produce 100 gigawatt, that means 100,000 megawatt of nuclear power from our country. So if we are growing like this in steel or in nuclear power or any other sector, oil and gas, today India is having a pipeline of around 30,000 kilometer. It is going to grow to 45,000 kilometer. And government has set up a one nation, one gas, kind of a pipeline system for the distribution of gas. So if we are growing in different sector like this, we are going to use different material, different product, different process. Ultimately, the quality of the material, the quality of the product, the quality of the process is very, very important. And that is set by Bureau of Indian Standards. Without standards, we cannot meet quality, we cannot meet excellent material, we cannot have excellent process. Whether you are going to use it in India or you are going to export abroad. If you are going to export abroad, so that your GDP will grow, that we will go from 4.2 trillion today to 10 trillion in another 6 years, that much export we have to make. And that much services we have to do, that much, we have to do also manufacturing. So the quality and standard, which are like two eyes, which you cannot separate it out, is very, very important. That is set by the Bureau of Indian Standards. So this is where that we are coming together today on October 14th to celebrate the Standards Day. What is that we do today? We want to bring in first an awareness. Awareness is not only just to those who are serving in the standards, but it is also to those who are in the public, those who are in the industry. I am happy to note that a lot of industry people have been invited today to participate in this event. I am also happy to know that there are a lot of clubs on standards in schools and colleges, and I saw a big number of students coming from school. They are also present here. So we have to create this awareness on standards right from schools to colleges to industries to all sectors to all public also, that why standards are very important. If you go to the public, if you go to the society, you buy gold today. The cost of gold is phenomenally increasing. and different grades of gold is available. How do you know that the gold that you buy is of very good quality? There also the BIS comes into picture. BIS sets the standards for that. That if it is 18 karat or 22 karat or 24 karat, the standard is set by them. This standard is very, very important. That is, for any consumer, when you buy a product, you should get the best quality, the same quality that is declared for the product anywhere in the world. Suppose I am buying a washing machine in Mumbai. I am buying a washing machine in USA. I am buying a washing machine in Japan or China. The same, if it is belonging to a company, Sony, let us say, that should have the same quality and same standard and performance. That is where that the international standardizing is very, very important. All organizations that work together in manufacturing various product and process, they also go for standard that is set by the International Organization for Standardization. India has got now very good interaction, very good networking, very good collaboration or alignment with ISO, with several other international organizations dealing with standards. This is because we have to be in single alignment, single collaboration, cooperation with all other societies dealing with standards in the whole world. Unless we work in a collaborative and cooperative mode, we will not be able to set single standard for a particular product, particular process, or particular technology all over the world. That is where the World Standards Day, bringing in this awareness to everybody in the industry, public, and society all over the world about the knowledge of standard is very, very important. And this is a very, very important that they set up this World Standards Day on October 14th. It is not just to celebrate some, it is not some event to just get together. It is to know that there are lot many experts, lot many organizations throughout the country, throughout the world are working towards in establishing standards. There is an excellent administration by, like BAS, there are so many other organizations in the world. They are all working together to network and align all these experts, to network and align all the industries and society and professionals to come together to make excellent standards of high quality that will give excellent product to the consumer. Finally, that is very, very important. That's what Mr. Gopinath finally said, that not only that people should make quality product, they should not try to keep all the product with greed. And ultimately that a customer has to be satisfied that he gets the best product from the, the industry that is manufacturing that. To get that best product, the best standards are required. Best standards will come only when the experts are working together and aligning together and make such a standard which is available all over the world. And this is what is the objective of this World Standards Day. I'm very happy that BIS, the Western region, with the Mumbai, BIS office, organized this World Standards Day. This is to commemorate not only to the celebration, but also bring in awareness. Each one of you here will go back today with some knowledge on the standards, why standards are important, why we have to pursue standards. Today you will find that I do not know about all of you, but I know the younger people, particularly you see your son and daughter, children, anything they buy, they look for the specification. Any food product, they will look at how much is calorie, how much is the sugar, how much is the carbohydrate. They all look for those parameters. These all standards are set by through a lot of hard work. There are labs set up by DIS. There are national testing labs. There are so many other private as well as public labs which all set this kind of measurement and then the parameters. So that is where that measurement becomes the standardized calibrated measurement becomes also very important. Without accurate measurement, we will not be able to also, perpetuate or propagate these standards to the public. So measurements, quality, and the standards, which will finally give the best performance that is required for the society, industry, and public today. I'm very happy that BIS has organized this World Standards Day today and invited all of us to, commemorate the contribution made by not only by BIS and other organizations like ISO, IEC, or ITU, but by so many other experts, so many other specialists all over the world working together day in, day out to produce such valuable standards. Let us all thank them, let us all congratulate them for working towards creating a world that is, completely a sustainable world. That is what is that they were mentioning about the SDG 17. What is this SDG? Sustainable Development Goals. In the year 2015, the United Nations General Assembly they passed a resolution. According to this resolution, all the 154 member countries they have to follow these 17 goals. 17th goal is this partnership for the goals. Means the 17th goal is only for partnership. The remaining 16, each one has got a particular objective. It was mentioned climate change is one very important. Industry is one thing. Higher education is one thing. Healthcare is one thing. Clean water is one thing. Food security is one thing. There are several smart cities is one thing. There are 16 such goals are there. 17th one is partnership for the goals. Without partnership, you will not be able to achieve all these remaining 16 goals. That is what is the message. So these 17 goals have got 269 targets. These 269 targets very clearly tell what you have to do for each goal by each country every year. During September every year there is a General Assembly, the UN General Assembly meeting is there. You must be seeing that the prime ministers of each country go there and they are supposed to make a presentation on what is the achievement on the Sustainable Development Goal 17 numbers in your country in this year. So they are being ranked. Why this is being done? This is called Agenda 2030. So 2015 this resolution was passed. By 2030 the United Nations General Assembly wants that by following these 17 goals and 269 targets, you will be able to make the world sustainable. The world should be made living for the future generation. We always think that the world is available, I can do anything. When there is freedom, we try to most of the time abuse it and misuse it. You know, the free air, the water that is available, anything that is naturally available where you don't pay, you think that it is your right. You think that your grandparents have left all this for you to enjoy, but actually it belongs to your grandchildren. You are trying to abuse it, misuse it. You have to leave a clean earth, you have to leave clean air, you have to leave clean water for your grandchildren. Today you pass away. What your grandchildren will tell? They all will tell that my grandparents have spoiled the earth. That's why I'm moving with an oxygen bottle with me. Nobody imagined 25 years before that we will carry water bottle. But today everywhere you are carrying water bottle and you are polluting further with plastics. This is because water is not drinkable. Water has become contaminated. Why it has happened? Because we have done that. It is not that somebody else has done, we have done that. So everywhere, whether it is water, whether it is air, anything that you speak about, the standard and quality is important. Measurements are important. We have to maintain that quality and standard. So make the world livable, sustainable. We have to follow this SDG 17 goals and 269 targets. And the 17th one is the partnership. Without partnership, without collaboration and cooperation, you cannot achieve anything in this world. By isolation, by working single-handed, it is not possible to move the earth faster. Make it greener. So if you want to make it greener, if you want to move things forward, if you want the earth to be sustainable, I appeal to all of you that we have to work in a collaborative mode. And that is where that the BIS also appeals that the entire organization dealing with experts, dealing with standards, they also have to work in a collaborative mode, in a partnership mode to see that the industries are performing better, quality products are available to the public. And I'm appreciating BIS for organizing this event and inviting me to address all of you on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such an enlightening and thought provoking speech. Your vision and expertise have not only enlightened us but also motivated us to take meaningful action in our own spheres. Sir, few lines for you. विद्या विज्ञान और समाज का अपनी संगम दिखाया हर चुनौती को अपने ज्ञान से हराया हम प्रणाम करें उस वैज्ञानिक को जिसने भविष्य सजाया I now invite my co-host Mrs. Christina to proceed with the next segment of the program. Thank you, Harshada ma'am. We now come to a very special part of today's event, the felicitation of our esteemed stakeholders. Our stakeholders have played an essential role in helping us achieve our goals, and today we celebrate their contribution, commitment, and vision. It is with deep appreciation that we honor their involvement in shaping the path forward, fostering growth, and ensuring the sustainability of our initiatives. Without further ado, let us begin the felicitation ceremony to express our heartfelt gratitude to the one who have made a lasting impact. Let's now proceed with the honors. I request our dignitaries on the dais to hand over the certificates to the awardees. We are delighted to invite on stage these firms as we pay tribute to their unwavering commitment to quality and excellence and celebrate their remarkable achievement as an All India First license holder on this World Standards Day 2025, marking a significant milestone in their journey towards quality excellence. Now, I would like to invite Oriental Rail Infrastructure Limited on the stage. They have been granted the All India First license for the product PVC coated fabrics for footwear industry as per IS 8699 1977. May I now call upon Lakshmi Organic Industries Limited to come forward and receive the honor. They have been granted two All India First license for the normal butyl acetate as per IS 230 1972 and acetaldehyde as per IS 15356 2003. So we are pleased to invite Ambe Ferro Metal Processors Private Limited on the stage. They have been granted first India license for the product stock for forging produced from continuously brass billets, bloom slabs and bars as per IS 13352 1992. I now welcome Noble Hygiene Private Limited to the stage. They have been granted the All India First license for the product medical textiles underpad specification as per IS 17786 2022. We sincerely thank the hallmarking centers for their committed partnership in promoting the hallmarking culture and building the hallmarking ecosystem of our country. We begin with Varsha Bullion Hallmarking Center, Mumbai.
Next, I would like to invite Bombay SA Company Unit 2 to receive the honor. May I now request Quality SA and Hallmarks LLP Mumbai to join us on stage? Next, I would like to invite Shreyanshnath SA and Hallmarking Center, Ahmedabad. I now call upon Akshardham Hallmarking Center, Surat, on the stage. Lastly, I invite NCH Services Private Limited from Valsad. ठीक है बेटा भी आ गया बताइए क्या ठीक है We are honored to felicitate unwavering commitment of management system certification in promoting a culture of quality and building a vibrant quality ecosystem in our country. I will begin with Shri Salil Vishwanath, Executive Director, HRD and Training from Life Insurance Corporation of India, to please come upon the stage. Next, I would like to call Indian Institute of Packaging. May I request their representative to come on the stage? Next, I invite Excel Industries Limited to receive the honor. I now welcome High Media Laboratories Private Limited to the stage for their significant contribution. Next, I would like to invite Claims Private Limited on the stage. Next, I would request Guinea Silk Mills Limited to kindly join us on stage. Okay. They have not arrived yet. We would like to sincerely appreciate the media houses for their invaluable support in disseminating information about standards to citizens and consumers. They have played a significant role alongside us in spreading awareness and understanding in many ways. They have gone above and beyond to ensure this message reaches every corner of society. It is with great pleasure that we now proceed to felicitate these esteemed media partners. I would begin with Director PIB Press Information Bureau to come forward and receive the honor. Next, I'll request Navrashtra. May I request the representative to come forward? Next, I invite Prakaha Kal to come upon stage. Next, I would like to request Times of India to please join us on stage. Times of India. I think they have not arrived. Uh, I welcome Hindustan Times to kindly join us for the felicitation. Lastly, I invite the Free Press Journal to please come upon the stage. We extend our sincere appreciation to you for your invaluable contribution as a resource person in supporting BIS initiatives. Your dedicated efforts in promoting consumer awareness and delivering training programs have significantly strengthened the culture of quality and the overall quality ecosystem in the country. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shri Ravi Prakash from KC College of Engineering. May I request him to come on stage? Next, I invite Shri Govind Prasad Saxena as a resource person. Next, I invite Shri Om Kasar, Small Helping Hand NGO, to receive the felicitation. Shri Om Kasar. Shri Rajesh Vaidya as a mentor from Shailendra Education. Lastly, I invite Shri Mithilesh Paliwal as a mentor from Shri Kendra Vidyalaya Bhandu. With this, we come to the conclusion of the felicitation ceremony. We sincerely thank all the dignitaries for their presence and extend our heartiest congratulations to all the awardees. I request our dignitaries to occupy their seats in the front row. Uh, I'll I'll welcome Guinea Silk Mills Limited to please join us on stage for receiving their felicitation from our dignitaries. Next, to add rhythm and energy to our program, I invite the talented student Miss Radha Patel of PM Shri Kendra Vidyalaya Bhandup on stage for a beautiful dance performance. Let us welcome her with a big round of applause. Thank you for such a graceful performance. I now invite my co-host, Ms. Sakshi, to take the program forward.
Thank you, Christina, ma'am. We now move to the heart of today's event, the technical sessions. These sessions will be taken by representatives from different industries and will show their alignment with Sustainable Development Goal 17. In our first technical session, it is my honor to introduce Shri Shashi Bhushan, Chief CRM and Tubes Tata Steel, Khopoli. He is a visionary leader with an impressive 28 years of experience in the Tata Steel, holding a B.Tech in Mechanical from BIT Mesra. He is highly experienced in various functions of steel making, hot rolling, cold rolling units, project management, and total quality management. His leadership has been instrumental in transforming operations and advancing sustainability within the steel industry. His topic of presentation is Quality Beyond Standards in a Digital Way. Sir, I kindly request you to share your presentation with us.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, sirs, different leaders from different industries, ladies, gentlemen, children who are the future of this nation. Sarvana Namaskara. Can I get my presentation, please? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So some of you would have seen the symbol that is reflecting in the first slide. So this symbol has been developed by Tata Steel. It is representation of two things. Thank you. Just so these are the two thumb impression, and all of you know that thumb impression of every individual is different. It reflects how the different impressions of every individual has made significant contribution to our nation. And the second thumb is for the future of this nation. Both of them are holding each other side by side and standing for each other. So we have a very challenging past and a very challenging future too. Next slide, please. So Tata Group, I'm honored to be a part of a group which has driven from front to the industrialization of this nation. Our founder is known as father of this nation. In industries, our presence you would see all across the globe. We have our presence in more than 150 countries with revenue of $180 billion and $330 billion of market cap. We are among the one of the best brands of this country. We have got close to 20 million shareholders who supports us, and it is driven by more than 100 million employees, and we have consumer base of close to 900 million people. Be it salt to aviation, be it industry to finance, everywhere our presence is there, and I am proud to be a member of this group. When we talk of steel industry, Tata Steel was founded in 1907, and as on date
we are 36 million ton steel industry. Our presence is all across globe. We have our own mining facilities. We have integrated steel plants. Our presence is there in Europe. Our presence is there in Canada. India alone has got capacity of 31 million ton with production of 22 million ton, and consolidated capacity is 36 million ton, and 26 million ton production has already happened. We are the ninth largest steel manufacturer in the world, and uh, happy to tell you that the still our presence, whether it is London Bridge or Bridge of Kolkata, all of you know, or is it Delhi Metro, or the recent airport that was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister in Navi Mumbai. Everywhere our presence is there, and we are very much instrumental in driving the India's growth at many places. Any country's growth is measured by the consumption of steel. And I, being the part of the steel industry, especially with Tata, take pride of that. We have got three integrated steel plants. One, as all of you know, is in Jamshedpur, that was founded in 1907. We started another steel plant in Kalinganagar. It was a greenfield project. And we have a plant in Meramandli. Earlier, it was erstwhile of Bhushan. We took it over in uh, 2018. We have got capacity up to manufacturing of 1200 MPa steel. In Jamshedpur plant, we have got 800, and at Meramandli, we have got capacity up to 800 MPa. So we have a diverse product basket in all the segments of steel, be it flat product, be it long product. We have also a collaboration with Japan NSC plant, where we have got JCAP CPL. It is dedicated to auto industry. We have a plant of long product that is there in Gamadia, and we also have Neelanchal Steel that is close to Kalinganagar. It is in Bhubaneswar. Our presence is there in all across India. We have got 6 zonal hubs, 40 steel processing centers, 27 sales office, 21 stock yards, and 285 distributors all across India, with more than 14,000 dealers all across India, which helps in making our presence to the last person that is there as a consumer. We have our We have our iron ore mines in Noamundi and Joda East, Katamati and Khonbon. We have got open cast colliery in West Bokaro and underground collieries in Jamadoa and Sijwa. All these plants are strategically located close to the raw materials division. As all of you know that 7% of the India's GDP is contributed by auto sectors. We have a very good presence in this auto sector. We are the fourth largest supplier in commercial vehicle, third largest supplier in passenger vehicle, second largest supplier in two-wheelers, and we are largest in three-wheeler. Currently, as you can see here, the capacity and the requirement is expected to grow significantly. In commercial vehicle, it is expected to grow from 1 million vehicle to 1.7 billion vehicle, and in passenger vehicle, it is expected to grow from 5 million vehicles to 7.3 million vehicle. In two-wheelers, it is expected to grow from 24 million to 35 million, and in three vehicles, it is expected to grow from 1 million to 1.4 million vehicles. It is supported by government policies like reduction in GST, and also with the infrastructure focus in roads, as all of you are seeing. And overall, year on year expected growth in automobiles is close to 8%. So, if we depict the current condition in India, we have got all three integrated plants that is situated in eastern parts of India, and we have downstream facilities in Maharashtra, Tarapur, Chakan, Aurangabad, and Saibabad. Talking about Tata Steel Khopoli plant, we acquired this plant in 2018. Before this, it was part of Bhushan Steel. It started in 2003. The coated and CCL facility was added in 2005, and in 2007 CRCA facility was added, and in 2012 large dia pipe, which manufactures API grade pipe, was introduced, and it got amalgamated with Tata Steel in November 2021. These are the products, that facilities that we have in Khopoli plant. We have a wider cold rolling mill, we have a narrow cold rolling mill, we have tubes division and large dia pipe. And this reflects how the material flow happens in different areas and what all facilities we do have with what capacities. Overall, it is a 0.85 million ton plant with 0.6 million ton of cold roll product and 0.25 million ton of tubes and pipe. This is a plant with most enriched product basket at single location. We can manufacture color coated sheet, we can manufacture galvalume, we can manufacture hardened and tempered grade, we can manufacture high tensile steel strap, we can manufacture tubes, precision tubes, cold rod tubes, API grade pipe. Although the capacity is not that significant, but the number of products is really very high, and it touches many people all across the western part of India. We are certified with ISO for 9001, 14001, 45001, and for energy management 50001. We are also certified with IATF and other API monograms that is needed. These are some of the brands like Tata Steelium, Kosh, Tata Shakti, Durasign Pro, Supreme, Super Seal, Prisma, Tata Structura, Tata Pipes. These are some of the brands that gets manufactured in Khopoli plant. And you can, to promote these brands, we have got digital platform called Tata Steel Ashiana and DG ECA. You can log orders using these platforms at any point of time from any location, which is available 24/7. So to manufacture these brands, we have multiple IS grades that we need to follow, which is reflecting here. For the product called HRPO, pickled and oil, we use IS 1079, IS 513. For galvanized products, it is IS 277. For cold rolled products, we have medium carbon and high carbon, we have IS 5872. And in the right side, you can see some of the applications of the steel that is made from Khopoli. So it is used in automotive, as you can see, it is used in roofing, it is used in clutch plate, it is used in hacksaw blades, it is used in boiler pipes and idlers all across different parts of the industry. Also in the fire hydrant line, you see at many locations in red color. So we are the manufacturer for that. When we talk of the quality, entire world gets governed by the standard. So in Tata Steel, one step ahead is that we capture every customer's requirement in form of TDC, that is called technical delivery condition. It is a subset of overall standard. And from TDC, we actually develop our actual quality process. What do I mean by saying this? Suppose a standard tells YS requirement is up to 2000, 200 MPa. But out of this 200 MPa, customer may need 190, that is actually needed. But within 190 and minimum range, say 160, what we do, we try to operate at 175, between 175 and 70. So there are process controls that is enabled by level 1, level 2 and level 3 automation controls, which helps us in meeting the customer's expectation within controllable limit, not TDC limit, not specification limit, not standard, but within the controllable limit, which is actually reason for the customer experience, customer delight. So what is this label zero system? All the field devices that is there in the at the workplace, like limit switch, motors, everything are part of level 0. Level 1 is the PLC system. So these are the logic that controls the field equipments. With this PLC only we can develop sequences and ask the equipments to operate the way it is expected to operate. We have level 2 system which has got standard set of parameters, and that is the interface between management execution system, that is level 3 system. And level 3 system is the system where we capture all our customers requirement, we track its delivery, we track its order compliance week by week, we track customer feedback. So that is all captured in level 3 system. I will share few cases where we have used digital to improve the product quality. So this is a system called aluminum prediction system. First, before we go to aluminum prediction system, this is a system that we have adopted in color coated line and NCRM mills. What happens, thickness in clutch plate application is very, very detrimental. If there is a deviation of micron, it can create problem. It can lead to failure of clutch plate whose life is expected to be more than 15 years. So every strip that we supply, that is in a very, very close tolerance. So we have developed a system that constantly keeps monitoring the current thickness, and it gives you feedback in case it has gone beyond the control limit. There would be auto emailer that would be used as a quality gate for our team, and it is also a prescriptive model which works in controlling the thickness of the strip. It automatically controls the roll force which leads to the required thickness. And not only this, we can monitor all other parameters like speed, actual roll force, differential roll force, all other necessary parameters which indirectly tells you how have been the quality performance of the particular batch of the particular cycle. Next is aluminum prediction model. Uh, you can, some of you must be knowing that in zinc coating, when we do, there is a small portion of aluminum that is used, and presence of aluminium is very, very detrimental in the zinc, molten zinc bath. In case this goes beyond specification limit, it leads to downgradation of product, it leads to failure of zinc pot, it leads to change variation in spangle size and all. So prediction of aluminium have been done with the help of algorithm. It tells the operator by what time, what volume of aluminium should be added to the bath, and that helps in controlling the bath aluminium and controlling the consumption of aluminium also, and improving the overall galvanized product quality. Our presence is there in boiler tubes also, and you uses means functionally at in boiler tubes the steel has a very important role to play. In case any leakage, it can lead to very, very serious kind of condition. So not only supply but certification of the boiler tubes are equally important. So we adopted a blockchain technology. Suppose we have dispatched close to 100 tons of boiler tubes to one of our distributor. From there, it would go to some of the customers. So how do we address that requirement of test certificate to the last person who is consuming it? So this blockchain technology help in resolving that problem. So every wallet tube getting used at the customer end has a valid test certificate, and this system prevents in generating any additional test certificate which is not needed or which can call for pilferage. We have developed a steel called X65H, which is used in transportation of hydrogen. It is from steel making to hot rolling to development of pipe, completely developed by Tata Steel. As all of us know, moving ahead, there is huge scope of green sustainable energy solution, and this is a development towards that. We are capable enough of manufacturing the pipe which can transport hydrogen safely. It has been tested at 100 kg pressure, and it has been used at some of the location. Lastly, I would like to thank entire BIS team who helped us in certification and developing these standards like IS 5872, IS 1161, that helped in enriching our product basket, like high tensile steel strap that was made with C55 grade, which is used in wagon lashing and other applications. Similarly, all these new standards have been developed in last 1 year in collaboration with BIS and our quality assurance team. So thank you for patience listening. Thank you so much.
Quality and digital transformation together has given us a lot to think about. For our next session, it's my pleasure to introduce Shri Suresh Devtalu, Vice President Legrand. He has done Bachelor's of Engineering in Industrial Electronics and has 34 years of experience in LV switch gears, wiring devices, DBs, UPS, IT racks, EV charging DBS, and related systems. He is an expert in end-to-end quality assurance, product and system certifications, standardization, supplier quality management, and cross lab testing. He is an active member of BIS, IEC, and MHI technical committees. Contributed significantly to NEC of India standards and international technology transfer programs. Sir, I kindly request you to share your presentation with us.
Respected Sri V. Gopinath, Deputy Director General, Bureau of Indian Standards. Respected Sri Pinaki Gupta, Head, Mumbai Branch Office BIS. Respected dignitaries of the today's function and respected dignitaries of Bureau of Standards present in today's forum. Distinguished guests from industry and academia, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It's truly my honor to be part of this prestigious celebration of World Standard Day 2025 organized by BS Mumbai Branch Office. I thank BS officials for inviting me for part of the MANAK Mahotsav today. Every year, this day reminds us about one important powerful truth that standards are not merely a technical documents, but they are enablers of trust, collaboration, and progress. This year's theme, Share Vision for Better World, SDG 17 Partnership for Goals, perfectly captures the spirit of these enablers. The world is more connected today than ever. Yet, we face challenges which are increasingly complex and borderless. The pandemic, which starts from one city, can shut down the global economy. Climatic change doesn't care about the national boundaries. So, in this interconnected reality, partnerships are not optional, they are essential. And SDG gives us the most practical answer how goals can be achieved. The answer is the goals can be achieved through collaboration, cooperation, and shared responsibility. But the goals are not merely targets, they are the projects. And projects need some fundamental, a set of agreed values, a set of agreed rules, and common language for quality and safety. In other words, it requires standards. While the other SDG goals define what is to be done, SDG 17 define how it is to be done, and it is the powerful tool of standards. So SDG 17 is evolved to give us the idea how the goals can be implemented even though they are project. But the basic of everything of implementation process is the standard. So SDG call for the partnership across four key sectors: government, industries, academia, and consumers. And standards are the golden thread connecting all of the four pillars. The Bureau of Indian Standard has been at the heart of this collaborative framework. I am fortunate to be witnessing this work of BIS since for last 30 years through Legrand, working with Legrand, and I have been collaborating with the different activities of BIS. Uh, being a part of the technical committee, we are the part of 5 technical committees, and I have seen this work of BIS for decades. BIS has unified the efforts of all four pillars. For industry, standards are the engines of innovation and market access. They ensure quality, interoperability, building consumer trust. So, when we speak about trust, quality, and safety, this terminology BS has made it popular not only for the technical people or the technical organization, but for the common man also. We can take example of the hallmarking became mandatory in 2023, and normally we think that it is only for the confirming the quality of the gold or the ornament, but it is not like this only. After the hallmarking become mandatory, I will just share my experience at home. My wife become very happy, and she said that okay, yes, has done very good thing. I was surprised because she is housewife and she doesn't know what is BIS, right? What is ISMR? But she said no, they have done a very good thing. And when I talked to her, she said that it becomes now easy to buy the ornaments or buy the jewelries. Because if you remember, prior to hallmarking becoming mandatory, if you have to buy, and normally it is a common practice at home, that whenever we buy the new ornaments or new jewelry, we give back the sometimes we give back the old one, and the price of the old one is given by the shop where you have purchased. So it sometimes becomes a blocking point. If you change your city or if you change it's not possible. But with the hallmarking now, the all shops accept the uh, jewelry, old jewelry at whatever is the purity defined, and they just see the hallmark. So that is how it has become the common name, popular for the household also. Normally I come from the rural area, and people nowadays speaks that they want the ISA mark socket or switches. They don't know what is the long form of ISI. But the BIS, with their partnership with the stakeholder, has made such a popular this mark that uh, people, even they are not able to read. They demand ISI mark product, whether it is switch, socket, wire, and this is the success of the BIS, and not only success of BIS, this is success of India, and we must congratulate BIS for this. So, when we talk about achieving the sharing vision through standards, the industrial investment they comes from the standards as a strategic role. Government action normally they are releasing the QCOs through BIS is the implementing body. But the main important is that when BIS works with the ministry, they work on the SDG 17 goals like partnership with the all stakeholder. We have seen that the partnership ministry or BIS is engaging with the stakeholder nowadays was at a very high level. At Ligro, we have been associated with BIS for last 30 years, and our products are certified BIS certified and in a different scheme. Scheme 1, Scheme 2, Scheme 10, and our products were holding the BIS mark prior to it becomes mandatory. So we are associated with the BIS for quite long. For Scheme 1, we have got the 17 licenses covering 1451 references. For Scheme 2, we have got the 7 licenses across Pan India covering 256 references. Scheme 10, which is recently introduced 1 year before or maybe few years before, we have got the 2 licenses covering the 12 references. Not only we have got the BS licenses, but our product has got the 8 countries different licenses. And I am very happy to share that the BS, when we say about the listing the licenses, we list the BS, we put the BS at the top because we have experience, the process BS follows, the transparency they follow, and the involvement they do it with the licensing. Now coming to the share vision for the better world, Legrand is associated with the SDG 17 partnership, and they have taken the SDG few roles into their corporate social responsibility plan, that is from 2025 to 2030. And they are 5 main pillars. They are the diversity, inclusion, and then simplicity, and then we are dependable. When we speak about the diversity, we have taken the target year by year to improve the diversity ratio in our company. There are overall across the world there are 38,000 employees, but in India, the diversity ratio is percentage is around 30%, and year by year it is improving. Now, SDG action to access to the action implemented by LIGA. So, gender diversity, then diversity beyond the gender, this level, the 100% headcounts are working in a diversity and inclusion level of organization. Employability of early in careers. 4,000 new employees to early in careers each year are identified. Mitigating climatic change, we work in R&D and quality, and we see that our processes reduces the CO2 emissions. Developing a more circular economy, 50% of new and redesign projects and legal eco-design index criteria is implemented the key parameters and the target for R&D. Single use of plastic is 80% reduction in primary plastic in packaging. The customer experience reach 80% of the CSAT and 50 on the NPS. These are the global level of target what we follow. When coming to Legrand CSR to 2030 targets, so these are inbuilt in our SDG goals are inbuilt in our CSR targets. Having one third of key managerial positions that we speak about the people who are having 20 plus years of experience. So that will be one third key managerial positions will be with the diversity. Then reducing the greenhouse greenhouse gas emission by 40%. Phasing out single-use plastics 100%. Enable our customers to avoid emission 70 metric ton of CO2, equivalent to 70 metric ton of CO2, and reaching 80% of the sales with the eco-responsible solution. So these are the alignment of Legrand CSR target with SDGs. 2025, the social initiatives at Legrand, 600 scholars in India. We have taken the responsibility. Then Legrand empowering the scholarship program. They have launched and there are several students who has been benefited with these programs. Healthcare, we have three Legrand has taken the three Legrand telemedicine center helping the rural areas for on the medical grounds, specific medical camps, PWD and support, and green energy projects. So 70,000 TMC beneficiaries are there with these projects. Environment, we work on the promoting the circular economy towards sustainability and targeting carbon neutrality by 2050 is our target. Healthcare, enhancing the healthcare via infrastructure investment. CSR roadmaps, they are followed in every quarters and the progress is monitored through KPIs by the CSR department. All from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your informative presentation. Your expertise on the critical role in achieving sustainable development has truly enriched today's discussion. May I now request Dr. U. Kamachi Murli to kindly accept a token of gratitude from Shri V. Gopinath sir in recognition of his gracious presence and valuable contributions today.
Thank you so much, sir. For our next session, let us now invite on stage Shri Philip Puthenpurakal, General Manager KSB Limited. He will be speaking on the subject of SDG initiatives for sustainable development. Mr. Philip Borghesi serves as the GM Corporate Quality and Integrated Management at KSB Limited India, overseeing quality, safety, and sustainability across the West Asia region. With over 25 years of experience in automotive, aerospace, and industrial sectors, he has worked with Gabriel India, Schaeffler India, and KSB Limited. He holds an executive MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management along with Six Sigma Black Belt. His expertise spans quality strategy, process improvement, supplier management, and customer relationship management with proficiency in Six Sigma Lean and IMS standard. May I kindly request you, sir, to present your presentation with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Professor Mutli, I think Mr. V. Gopinath, Mr. Pinaki Gupta, uh, and all the distinguished members from the industry and academia. It was also I humbled here to present before you about KSB, about our initiatives that we do in our company. Also good to see, people from the hallmarking industry, from the media houses, even the NGOs, all participating and strengthening the BIS initiatives, towards building standards in our country. I'll quickly take you through, what is KSB. KSB is basically a German company, which was founded 150 years ago in Germany, and we have a presence here in India for the last 60 years. Uh, so I'll be taking you through our shared vision for SDG 70, which is the Partnerships for the Goals. I think this is already said. So, as I mentioned, KSB is a 150-year-old company based in Germany. It was started by three engineers, Klein, Cheslin, and Becker, way back in Germany. This company had gone through quite a bit of ups and downs during the World War One, World War Two, and this company is still resilient here all across the globe. In India, we have a presence across 7 manufacturing locations, and we are here since last 60 years in India. We're basically here into pumps and walls for all sorts of industries. So if you look at our global presence, we have 37 production sites in 18 countries. We have a staff of about 3,500. We are also into the service domain. We into pumps and walls, so we have to do the servicing for our clients. That's why we have more than 119 global service workshops, and of course we have even foundries also here in India with additive manufacturing technology, which is unlike the subtractive manufacturing technologies that are being conventionally used. In terms of our global revenues, so we have a revenue of about 3 billion euros in the year 2024, and we have about 16,000 plus employees, and we have an EBIT margin of about 244 million, roughly something around like 8.5%. When it comes to our presence here in India, so here you can see we make pumps, we make walls, mechanical seal systems, and we are also into service market. So when we say we are into all segments, all the niche segments, all the growing segments, the primitive segments, we are into energy, we are into building services, general industry, mining, cement, steel, coal, petrochemicals, oil and gas, and of course, not to forget, since Mr. Professor Kamachi Mali was also here, we are also into nuclear, and we have been into nuclear industry for almost 3 decades, and we have been serving our esteemed clients like NPCL for almost 3 decades, I would say. So here in India, we have about 2,800 plus employees with a sales revenue of about 2,500 crores, and with an EBIT margin of about 3,500 million, which is roughly about 13% of. We have a presence here in India with 7 manufacturing locations and multiple, zonal offices and service stations in Pan India. We have about 350 plus authorized service centers, and also we have a huge dealer market, which serves not only the big and the niche customers, but every small individual customers, whether be it a farmer or whether be it a small, household here in India. A quick glimpse of our manufacturing locations here. So we started, as I mentioned, about almost 6 decades ago. So we started with this, a small unit in Pune, in Pimpri, and in Chinchwad, and then this is how we have grown over the years across different locations, including one of our state-of-the-art, energy and nuclear power division in our plant near Pune in Shirwal. Of course, Mr. V. Gopinathan has already mentioned about the importance of standards and about SDG 17 in terms of 17 principles and also 269 targets and everything. But okay, I will not dwell into more into this because already my colleagues I mentioned. But here I would say there is an invisible impact of standards in each and every one's life across. And yes, these standards form the common framework for quality, safety, and innovation, and they are protecting each one of us. We are also a consumer in every aspect, and they protect us by ensuring the product reliability and safety from the respective manufacturers. And BIS is the ACE agency here in India who is doing this protection, of course, for all of us as consumers. These standards certainly they underpin the partnerships and the shared visions which are aligned with the SDG 17 goals. As far as SDG 17 goes, you see, we are already, KSP is a member of the UN Global Compact way back in 2013, and we are a signatory to, this agreement with our, subsidiaries also across, different continents. And with that, we are ensuring that international standards are also deployed here in India, and also we do a significant amount of exports through which we are also trying to ensure that we get in, global revenue for our country. Why standards matter for sustainability? Of course, we spoke about resource efficiency. We spoke about product certifications. We have huge number of product certifications, whether it is C marking, whether it is ETICS marking, whether it is IBR, whether it is well-known foundry related to BIS. We have different licenses on submersible pumps, which is IS 8034. And now we are also going into scheme 10 for OTR and other probably I was also looking through the first licensing awards they were today. So we would also be proud to take up IS 17018 as the first licensing for the solar pumping systems, maybe in times to come. So this is, I mean, why these standards matter. These standards build the foundation for our reliability, for our customers, for our growth, for our sustainable growth of our country. Together, these standards sustain environmental protection, economic viability, and social well-being in a circular framework. We do have now when I talk of sustainability in our company, we have many of our plants. We have a couple of our plants. We have many of our administrative offices as well as the zonal offices with the IGBC Green Building Platinum as well as Gold certification. We also have the energy management systems in across our plants. So that's how we are trying to ensure every sustainable standard, whether it is an Indian standard or an international standard, that we can adopt in our practices. When it comes to sustainable development goals, UN SDG, how do we empower the global partnership with standards? I would say that yes, BIS is the first to bring in IS 8034 way back, maybe in the late 90s, and we have been associated with BIS, I think, since 1997. Ever since the standard has come in. And BS has also come up, with standards which are not at all there, in the international markets, which are relevant to the, local domestic consumption. And that's how I would say, we have to empower our global partnership through these standards in terms of how we assimilate the global standards, for our common benefit and the Indian growth story. In terms of what we are specifically doing regarding the SDG 17 goals, specifically in terms of our emissions, I would say we we have got into a green purchase agreement. We can proudly say that we have about 70% of our energy is from renewable sources. Our Prime Minister has set a target of 50% of renewable energy by 2030, and we can proudly say that within in this year in 2025 we have got about 70%, and that's through we have utilized all of our rooftop resources for solars, for photovoltaic cells, and now we have got into these power purchase agreements. We are also closely monitoring the new regulations that are coming up with Merck and MSPCL here in Maharashtra state, as well as the initiatives under the Har Ghar Surya Yojana, which is brought in by the central government. So there are many things which are upcoming, and which is interesting, I would say, for all of us. In terms of solar pumping, so we also contribute in terms of solar pumps for the government departments, the agricultural departments, and also the rural communities across India. And we've got an order under of all. We have already executed almost like 5 orders under the PM Kusum Yojana, and we have sold about 6,700 solar water pumping stations. When we talk about the other SDG goals, in terms of empowerment, in terms of poverty, good sanitation, drinking water. Of course, KSB's focus is more in terms of women empowerment and child development, and that's where I would just like to talk about one of the key CSR initiatives where we have got in touch with Y4D, which is a Maharashtra government NGO, and where we have also been awarded by the government of Maharashtra, where we are training tribal women in and around our plants in Pune as well as in Bamburi for specific skills in PCB manufacturing, and we are proud that they have got employment in prestigious companies like Jabil, and of course I have the other distinguished members from Legrand over here. So maybe they can also we can look out for opportunities for these women in across the relevant companies. When it comes to tree plantations, we have built more than 15,000 trees, and we are in touch with local municipal bodies. We are in touch with government agencies, including the ministries, in terms of offering our support for Miyawaki tree plantations. Regarding our renewable energy versus grid electricity, as I already mentioned, we are almost 70% of our green energy is from renewable sources. And till last year, we were at 40%. So our target, so when it goes, is that we had aimed a target of 30% reduction by 2025 from the base of 2022. Now, of course, this base had also come, from the COP 2021 targets given by a prime minister. And but however, as I already mentioned, happy to note that we are almost 70% today. We also have other assurances as regarding ISO 14064, which is one is about zero waste to landfill. So four of our plants have got the zero waste to landfill certifications, and this is something that ensures that there is absolutely, we do not put anything to the Mother Earth, and we ensure that all the wastes are processed, reprocessed till the maximum, and they are already given only to authorized distributors. When it comes to freshwater consumption, with with growing business and turnover, reduction in freshwater consumption, we have taken absolute targets here. Again, 6% of reduction versus our 2022 targets, even with growing numbers. And this is something that we have achieved through by all possible means of water, water conservation, whether it is rainwater harvesting, whether it is drip irrigation systems, whether it is sprinklers, whether it is aerators, whether it is whatever kinds of, whether it is secondary treatment or tertiary treatment systems that we use. And happy to state that we hardly use any groundwater, and we use water from within our sources as well as from the local municipal bodies only. So we also have the zero liquid discharge certifications for our plants here, and that's how we are trying to build in every aspect of sustainability. This is something that we have recently done. Also proud to say that we have all built a small farm pond. Of course, this is something that also happens in villages. Many NGOs do it, but we have decided to put our space for sustainability purposes rather than not only productive purposes only. So we have built a farm pond of 1 crore liters, and with this, we are ensuring that we reduce our offtake buy of water from the external sources. We use this water for all purposes, whether it is gardening, whether it is flushing, for all secondary purposes. And now we are also looking at to for use in primary purposes, even for testing of our pumps and walls. When it comes to energy conservation through our pumps, we are proud to say that we are the leading, we are the top two in terms of energy efficient, the highest number of energy efficient pumps in India. And we have got more than 450 models which have been certified by BIS and BE for the highest four-star rate, for the highest four-star and five-star rated pumps. And of course, besides this, we also do a lot of other initiatives, whether it is in terms of contributing to solar pumps or heat pumps and other things, making our machinery more energy efficient. Professor Mudali is not there here, but I would have, I was glad to also tell him that, we are also contributing to our, Viksit Bharat initiative for a nuclear power capacity of 100 gigawatts. Professor Murli mentioned that we are looking at 22,000 megawatts by 2030. And let me say, we have been supporting our government partners for the last 3 decades for small, medium, and including the light water reactors at Kurunkulam and Kakrapara, which is there. So we are working very closely with the government to ensure that we meet the target of Viksit Bharat by 2047. I'm also proud to say that we are the sole partner to work with NPCIL on nuclear bombs as of today in India. When it comes to strengthening the governmental collaboration, we have also, we have also acquired one of the government units. It was a mini Navratna, which was not really operative, but we have taken it up and we are trying to see. We have got the technology transfer, and with our technologies, we are trying to see how we can support, the complete product manufacturing for BP and CL pumps, which includes pumps and compressors for our Indian markets. When it comes to further aspects of support in nation building, we are also trying to see, we are providing the oil pumps for the transformer oil circuit systems for the Vande Bharat trains. Most of these components were always imported. So this is something that we have also localized here in India in the last 2 years. And very, very proud to say, especially, much before Operation Sindoor or even in the earlier times, Indian Navy and DMD is very closely working with us for supplying of bilge pumps and ballast pumps for nuclear submarines and for the Navy ships. And we are working with Mazagon Dock, Cochin Shipyard on this front. So every aspect that we can do towards building our country for Viksit Bharat, we are trying to make it possible. And last but not the least, with the latest, Ministry of Heavy Industries guidelines on Scheme 10, which is the Omnibus Technical Regulations, which has just come up a year ago, and we're happy to state that we are also leading in that front in terms of our registration and application process. Uh, Of course, Gopinath sir, we will not, we see this as an opportunity for for us as well as our country, and less of a challenge in terms of competitiveness. Of course, that is something that we have to, keep pace with in times to come. Last, I would say standards may be invisible for the common man, but their impact is everywhere, and it shapes a much smarter and sustainable world for all of us, as already mentioned, not only for us, but for our future generations. Happy to take any questions during the networking lunch later in the interest of time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We deeply appreciate your valuable insights and thought provoking perspectives. For our next session, we are delighted to have with us Dr. Bhagwan S. Jogi, Registrar, Institute of Chemical Technology. He has over 27 years of academic and administrative experience. His research interests include biomedical implants, nanomaterials, composites, and sustainable manufacturing. A lifetime fellow of CEGR, he holds 6 patents, including 2 UK patents, and has over 100 publications. Dr. Jogi has guided several PhD scholars, delivered numerous expert lectures, and contributed significantly to university governance and innovation initiatives. His dedicated leadership continues to strengthen higher education and research in engineering and technology. Sir, I kindly request you to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much. Honorable Sri Gopinath Sir, Deputy Director General, Western Region, BIS. Shri Pinaki Gupta, Scientist E and Head, Mumbai Branch Office. Dr. Anil Kapadi, Head, Western Regional Lab and Scientist E. All the partners and the family members of the BIS and all who present here, industrial persons, industrial representatives, media representatives, and all those who are willing to celebrate the Manak Mahotsav in presence of Bureau of Indian Standards. First of all, I would like to say the heartiest congratulations to Western Regional Office team members for celebrating the wonderful day on Manak Mahotsav on the occasion of World Standard Day on this 14th October 2025. Definitely, they have given the nice theme, Shared Vision for Better World, SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals. As we all are familiar that BIS is a national standard body and established as per the BIS Act 20, 2016, and I'm happy that it is in the interest of the consumers. Definitely, consumers means end users, and as per the industrial persons, end users are nothing but our human beings, our society, and they define the standard formulations. For that purpose, various types of the procedures are adopted by the BIS and compulsory registration scheme for the industries, hallmark, hall making schemes, laboratory services, sale of Indian standards, and so on. I am happy to say that there one of the important drive is training services, national and international levels. Under this scheme, number of educational institutes are involved and they are doing the training for the young generations. Definitely, we have seen the pledge given by the BIS and intention is that quality mission. As our earlier speaker told that in 2015, United Nations General Assembly adopted the 2030 agenda 10 years before the agenda was defined, and this is the Sustainable Development Goal 17 to strengthen the global partnership. Initially, our engineering education system explained that networking is important. But nowadays, not only the networking, but global partnership is required. As we all remains happy when our partner will be happy and good partner is there. And definitely by keeping the philosophy, partnership is important, and not only our family partnership, not only our home partnership, but also the global partnership is required. And for that global partnership, they have defined consumer, food, and public distribution. These are the three stakeholders of the BIS. Consumer is important, food and public distribution. And for the same purpose, one of the important stakeholder is institutional and organization structures. BIS has good networking as well as good partners, and they are developing the product at highest quality levels as per the Indian standards. And for the intention is that consumer safety and fostering an innovation that trades. For the same purpose, there are the requirement of the government, and government is a policy making agency as our earlier person told that. But in that, to build the core, such five principles are important, and it is called as five P's. And one of the important P is people, society. And in that, one of the mission was poverty, ending poverty, remove the hunger, and ensuring the dignity and equality. At the same time, second P is planet, because our natural resources are limited and our ecosystem should not get disturbed, and we should focus on the planet also. Third P is prosperity. Prosperity means to live with the nature and ensuring the equitable prosperity. And foremost important thing, when you earn money, next important thing is that P. Fourth P is peace. And for the peace, yoga, meditation is required. And last one is partnership, which we are going to do in future. And hence, as our earlier expert told that save water, save air should be purified, maintain the tree, road cut, because we observe that our mission is to networking at the same time we are developing the roads. At the same time, we should maintain the nature. If you observe the logo, there are five rings, and the five rings are very important to maintain this 5T, and there should be the good networking between them. As an educational system concerned, Government of India included or launched the NEP 2020. And in NEP 2020, Indian knowledge system is the prime and foremost important thing. Our yoga, education, Vedas, Ayurvedas, scripts, these are must be considered while we are growing, while we are developing our standards. At the same time, our system is, our Vice Chancellor told that atomic energy, solar energy. At the same time, medicine is important, because when we are developing the standards, at the same time, if we observe the society, number of persons are facing the cancer problems, then immunity system should be developed. Hence, Nobel Prize is given for the development of the immunity. While developing the standards, we should focus on these things: biotechnology, immunity, cancers. At the same time, there is a gap between the industry and the academia. That gap should be get eliminated while defining the standards, because academia thinking in the point of the society, at the same time they are doing the research, they are developing the technology for the human need, but that technology should be incorporated by the industries with, at the same time, government policies by considering these factors. No doubt for the academia, industry, government sectors, consumers, the policy should be developed for the multiple stakeholders. And these stakeholders should utilize, share the resources, knowledge, and expertise the technology. I belong from the Institute of Chemical Technology. Initially, it was called as a UDCT Mumbai. And UDCT Mumbai was established by Government of Maharashtra specifically for chemical engineers. And right now, as per the need base, food technology department, textile department, pharmaceutical department, biotechnological department, oils, specialty chemicals and polymer departments are developed. Number of departments are doing research for the industries, for the development of the industries. At the same time, they should considering the agriculture point of view. AI in agriculture, because there is a need of the AI. And we should develop the data because educational institutes are developing the data through the research. And if we utilize the data properly for the developing the standards, definitely our standards will be unique. And we will reach the Bureau of Indian Standards to the Bureau of International Standards. Means our standards should be equivalent to the international level. Definitely the need of the 3D printings and the standards of the materials are required for the same. We should be acceptable, definitely. Acceptable is a good positive point. At the same time, we should be the quality conscious. And as our student speaker given that, they are working for the quality consciousness. As our one of the alumni, Reliance Industry, Mukesh Ambani says that quality as well as customer satisfaction is required. Industries are taken into consider this thing, and we are developing the brand because by considering the brand, we should maintain our values and share our vision, share our goals, and develop the partnership with the uh, private partnership as well as government partnership. Ultimately, I would like to conclude that there are various rules and regulations, various standards, but we should change our attitude to observing towards the things. When we will go to the foreign countries, we are following their standards. When we will come to the India, we are following the Indian standards. But we should develop the mentality that our standards are like this, and we should become the self-sufficient with respect to the food, industrial need, and pharmaceutical industries, as per our mission we should develop the indigenous technology. We are utilizing the foreign technologies for the Indians, but our technologies are should be at a par, and our research technology for the betterment of society should be come into appearance if there is a good partnership in between the academia, industries, and the government. And the mission SDG 17 2030, only 5 years are remain. We are implementing from 2015, means from last 10 years we are implementing the mission, and ultimately will become the Vikasit Bharat to achieve the quality and to develop this self-motive, self-sufficient. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We sincerely appreciate your valuable insights and the clarity you brought to this important topic. For our next session, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sitaraman Dikshit, Chairman of Consumer Guidance Society of India. He is a distinguished consultant in the flavors, fragrances, cosmetics, and personal care chemical industries. With over 38 years of experience, he has held senior positions at renowned organizations such as Hindustan Lever, Hindustan Siba Gaivi, S.H. Kelkar and Company, and Oriental Aromatics. He has a PhD in functional chemistry of natural essential oils. Dr. Dikshit has published over 175 papers and serves an honorary faculty and expert member on several BIS committees, government bodies, and academic institutions, contributing significantly to industry standards and consumer awareness. Sir, I kindly request you to share your presentation with us.
Good afternoon, all of you. First of all, thanks to Mr. V. Gopinath for inviting me to make a presentation here. I represent the Consumer Guidance Society of India, India's first NGO consumer body in India, largely responsible for getting the Consumer Act of India. That's 2006, which we got actually. Today, my topic will be role of consumers in driving sustainability. Let's understand what sustainability is all about. Ability to meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. It's as simple as that. So under no circumstances we are supposed to spoil the environment, spoil the things for the next generation. That's what even the earlier speaker said, for our great grandchildren.
So we have to suppose that that's how the sustainability works out. So this includes preserving the natural resources, protecting the environment, and promoting social and economic equity. How consumers, we are all consumers, and how we play an important part, that is what we are going to discuss in this lecture. Consumers play a crucial role in driving sustainability outcomes. Individuals have the power to make a positive impact on the environment and society. And how we can do that? We can do that by choosing the products and services which, as a consumer, we need on a day to day basis, which should be environmentally friendly, socially responsible, and economically viable. So, how we do that? Choose minimal environmental impact. There are 4 or 5 points which will stress on that. Products that are made from sustainable materials and are energy efficient. Various methods are there which will come in the future slides. Products made from recycled materials such as paper or plastic. Now, the important part is many people keep telling that plastic spoils the environment. It is non sustainable. But you will be surprised to know plastics actually was developed to keep the world sustainable because it was a replacement for wood. Unfortunately, it is we who have actually spoiled it, made plastics to be a headache for us. Whereas actually it was in reality, it was basically a sustainable product. So most important part is see that it is recyclable, it can be reused. That would be the better way to see that the sustainability is maintained. Products with minimum packaging resources without wasting materials and reducing pollution. Second, support companies with sustainable practices. We saw some presentations now. Many of the companies claimed that they are using sustainable practices. So, unless and until as consumers, we do not purchase products from these companies, more companies will not get drawn into this situation. So, unless and until as a consumer, if we go and look for products which are made by companies who do sustainable work, then automatically the number of sustainable materials will come and increase in the country. So we have to support them. Buy locally. Buying local things which our Prime Minister also keeps telling, think global, buy local. Now we have to think, when I say buying local, I would say go to that extent that somebody nearby your own place of residence, if you buy from them, you save much more things, especially things which are manufactured. The reasoning being, if nothing, then at least the transportation cost you are saving. When you are saving transportation cost, automatically the gasoline or the petrol which you are using that gets saved automatically. It increases into the cycle system that you are saving. As simple as that, buying local things. Choose products having larger lifespan. There was a time when we used to purchase a product and we used to use for generations. Today things have changed. During our time, we used to use fountain pen where we used to use a ink. So when you purchase it in the maybe in the 6th or 7th standard, we write writing pen. At least up to 10th standard, we used to do the same thing. Nowadays, people have moved over to ballpoints. There was a time when ballpoints was there, we used to change only the refill. Now the entire pen has to be thrown. So when your entire pen is there, you are actually creating more and more. Although it should be easier for you, it becomes cheaper in the long run. But if you see from the sustainability point of view, from a fountain pen to a usable and use and throw pen, you are actually made the whole product into a situation where we are creating more pollution into the country or into the environment. Disposable in the sense, if you are going to dispose it, if you are not going to recycle it, it is going to create a pollution. Look for certifications. BIS has got two famous certifications, ISI and BIS. Everybody knows BIS because of gold and ISI because there are mandatory things. But there are many less people who know about this eco mark, which again BIS gives. But if you see on the market, you will find hardly any products which is having this mark. Probably BIS should try to pressurize and push forward to get this mark in more. And then, if you want to do sustainability, this mark also becomes very, very important. And consumers should be forced to look into this mark so that sustainability is maintained. Other two things, of course, BIS is doing very well in that there are people are asking for ISI mark. It is time, at least for the next generation, to ask for this mark also of BIS. Every product that is produced has got a product cycle, and sustainability has to be followed in each and every level of operations in any product manufacturing. We are not going to details in coming. We talk only from the sustainability point of a consumer. How to become a sustainable consumer? Four important points. Stay informed about the environmental impact and products and services. Unless and until you are informed, you will not know. Unless you don't know what it is, what the product is, if you don't do a study of the product, you will not know whether the product is made in a sustainable way or a non-sustainable way. Prioritize durability, repairability, and recyclability in purchase. Electronics is one of the biggest products which are used and thrown. At least in India, that situation is not there. But in the US and other developed nations, they just dump their electronic stuff which is going to go to waste. That is why they were forced to get right to repair. Now a new law is going to come even in India, right to repair. It has come, but it has not come into a law. In fact, Consumer Guidance Society of India has actually made the policy document and handed it over to the government to put it into an act. It has not yet come into the parliament. Probably if that comes, then the situation will be you purchase any product at least for 10 years. The company who is manufacturing the products has to provide you spare parts. ऐसा नहीं बोल सकता है कि भाई products खत्म हो गया, products ये हो गया. अभी आपने देखा होगा when this i17 Apple phone was introduced recently about last week, about 3 kilometers line was there in BKC to purchase that. Now, do you think all these 3 kilometers line people standing there did not have a phone? They had a phone, but they wanted something new. And that is the basic problem. So you have to prioritize whether we really require it. जो i16 में होता था वो i17 में होगा ना, एक तो फीचर एक्स्ट्रा होगा which may hardly be not be useful at all. I remember when we were in school, there was a product, I'm taking the brand name, it was called Big Stun TV. A Big Stun TV at that time, black and white TV था, color भी नहीं आया था इंडिया में. Big Stun TV at that time was having 2000 channels. When we were only Doordarshan, Metro भी नहीं था. 2000 channels. Those days, they were charging 700 rupees more for that brand. And what was the claim? It has got 2000 channels. TV for the future. Today, 2025, the total number of channels in India is about 800 to 900. 2000 तो आया नहीं. तो अगर उस दिन में लिया होगा तो 700 रुपया खर्चा करके उसने लिया जस्ट टू शो द नेबर कि मेरे पास फ्यूचरिस्टिक है. इट वुड हैव बीन यूजलेस बिकॉज़ उसके बाद तो कलर टीवी आ गया, उसके बाद मेट्रो तो आने के लिए 15 साल लगा बाद में. But they were selling it. So this is how people sell products, influencing the consumer. So reduce unnecessary consumption and buy only those products which are truly needed. अगर जरूरत नहीं है, अगर आपको i17 Apple नहीं चाहिए, आपका Android से काम होता है तो Apple क्यों लेते हो? There is no need because वहाँ पर बहुत features हैं which you never use it. So if you are not going to use the product, why are you spending money for using the product? That is the idea. So engage in community efforts around cycling, recycling, sharing, eco-friendly initiatives to it. Consumption. Actual use of the product until it is replaced. And planned obsolescence. जानबूझ के खराब करते हैं. If you remember, when LED was first discovered, that is LED light I am talking about, they used to say, एक LED light bulb डालो और 10 साल चलाओ. आज का सिचुएशन क्या है? एक एलईडी लाओ, एक साल में बदली करो, बिकॉज 1 ईयर गारंटी देता है. 1 ईयर 1 मंथ के पहले वो खराब होगा, आपको रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा. और ये रियलिटी है. 4 big companies actually sat down in a conference in EU, in European Union, and they said that अगर बल्ब फ्यूज नहीं होगा तो हमारी कंपनी बंद करनी पड़ेगी. तो बल्ब फ्यूज होना चाहिए. So that's how they actually beat it, and it's an actual fact. It's a reality. तो वो फ्यूज होना चाहिए करके किया है. So what is the big deal when they moved over from a diode to a LED? This from पहला वो टंगस्टन लैम्प था, बोलता था जल्दी जल्दी फ्यूज हो जाता है. अभी हम शिफ्ट करते हैं एलईडी में आएगा तो 10 साल एक बार खरीदो, 10 साल ऐसा होता ही नहीं. 1 साल का ही गारंटी दे रही हो, 1 साल के बाद खराब हो गया तो बदली करो. तो end of the day situation is same. So these are all planned ones. That's what Brooke Stevens and Annie Leonard says. They have done it deliberately, basically to do that. Very example is cell phone. Every 6 months you get a new brand. or renew this, and everybody is interested in purchasing it. नया नया चाहिए. Idea is very simple. The new generation does not think in this manner. Our time तो आ गए. हाँ, रिसाइकलिंग इंडिया में बोलना तो अलग बात है. हमको पता है अभी भी ओल्ड जनरेशन के लोग हैं जो टी शर्ट्स और जो बनियान हैं वो पहला यूज करेंगे बनियान और टी शर्ट के लिए, उसके बाद उसको हाथ धोने के लिए यूज करेंगे, उसके लिए हाथ पोछने के लिए यूज करेंगे, एंड ऑफ द डे पोछा में जाएगा, उसके बाद व्हेन इट इज अनयूजेबल तभी हम कचरे डब्बे में डालेंगे. आज का सिचुएशन उल्टा हो गया है. अलग अलग चीजें आपको मिलती है. You are forced to do that. So when you're doing this recycling, automatically you are reducing the pollution. So there is nothing wrong, but that is a fact of life from earlier generation to today's generation. And what it says is currently consumption is at 1.5 earths per year, or 50% more resources are being used for sustaining. If all nations have consumption patterns according to the US, instead of US का calculations है, then we are actually using 5.4 times more. 5 times हम ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं जो हम यूज करना ही नहीं है. यानी कि for future generations, 5 generation में हम अब यूज कर रहे हैं हम लोग. So that is the situation. So what are the practical steps? We know the problems. What are the solutions? Simple. Buy limited products such as clothes and furniture to reduce. अगर आपको जरूरी नहीं है तो सिर्फ वार्डरोब पे रखने के लिए कोई मतलब नहीं है. If you are not using it, buy minimum. Not required. Reduce energy use by turning off lights. Use natural light of investing. Now this has also become a plus point. Now there is a Tata Group का एक colony is there in Thane, Pokhran Group 2. They don't have walls at all. They have only glass walls. Everywhere it is glass walls. They say it is energy efficient. Of course, you have to put a curtain at night. Because in morning you can see outside. Night में अंदर का बाहर अंदर का दिखता है. बाहर वाले को अंदर दिखेगा. Because inside light is there. So you have to put a curtain. Still it is better in the long run. खाली curtain का खर्चा है. Morning में at least you don't have to put any lights. It is only there is no this at all. Walls zero. Everything is glass. So that's one way. Use digital billing, which the government is also promoting. Avoid single-use plastic, which government is making mandatory. Opt for plant-based meals, minimize food waste. इसमें जरा हम डिटेल में बात करेंगे फूड के बारे में. Recycle, repair or donate unwanted items instead of just discarding or throwing it out. India में thankfully we have this kabadi system who normally purchases from everybody's house and then sells outside. Some poor guy will purchase that material. And thanks to OLX and other types of people who are able to get second-hand materials, तो कहीं ना कहीं use होता है. When you are using this, automatically the recycling becomes longer, the lifetime becomes longer, and it is always beneficial from a sustainable point of view. So you have to consciously do it. ऐसा नहीं कि हो जाता है तो ठीक है. हम consciously try कर रहे हैं. Unless and until you consciously try to do it, this is not going to happen. So choosing products from responsible brands encourages companies, as I told you earlier. Lifestyle shifts, adopting electrical vehicles, which is again mandatory over a period of time. It's going to become mandatory. I think they will stop all gasoline and they shift over or stop petrol and go over to electric, which government is also promoting. Maybe in future that's going to happen. Support businesses that prioritize sustainability, sourcing and packaging materials. Disposal. Discarding of products that are no longer useful, no longer wanted, or both. अगर आप डिस्कार्ड करोगे तो क्या होगा? If you don't follow these materials, it will be ending in landfills, incinerators, dumping, composting, recycling, and reusing becomes important. इसमें क्या होता है? Landfills and dumps, open dumps, जब just openly डालते हैं. Everybody from Delhi people will know. People from Mumbai also will know about it. Attracts flies, rats, other disease-carrying organisms. Gases are emitted due to air pollution and foul odor. Landfill engineering facilities leak because monsoon is going to fall there. It is going to leach. It is going to spoil the ground. There are rules and regulations of how to follow. Unfortunately, many people don't follow it at all. They just dump it. And because of it, ऐसा कोई करता ही नहीं है ना. These things nobody do. Clay barrier डालो, plastic liner डालो, leachate collection करो, refusal करो. Nobody does that. कोई करता नहीं, सिर्फ सारा डंपिंग हो जाता है. और डंपिंग जब होगा तो लीचिंग होगा तो ग्राउंड वाटर में जाएगा. ग्राउंड वाटर से ऑटोमेटिकली it will spread out to all the other places. So the better option is to prevent it. Prevention is better than cure. Incinerator also, you know, If you incinerate, it only creates toxic gases. So when you get toxic gases, automatically it is a carcinogenic, leading to birth deaths, infertility, learning disabilities, etc. बीमारी होती है. So even disposal, even by incineration, is not a very clean energy, clean things. The better option is to reduce it. I'm not saying it should not be. What idea is reduce it. Dumping and littering, everybody knows. At least people in Mumbai will definitely know now, thanks to the global warm or whatever they say, ozone layer depletion, दुनिया भर का जो भी बोलते हैं pollution related, आजकल राजस्थान में भी बारिश गिर रहा है. And they are unable to manage because they have never seen rains all these years. Today they are getting heavy rains. Mumbai की तो पहले से ही हालत है. So you can imagine when there is no rain, the traffic is 2 hours. If it is rainful, full of rains, बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Composting. Composting is possible only if it is biodegradable. If it is not biodegradable, composting is not possible. How much you can do? It's again a big question mark. How many people do composting? Again a big question mark. At least in Mumbai, नेम से के लिए कुछ लोग कर रहे हैं, कुछ लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं. Majority doing. Recycling, again a big question mark. Unless and until you do recycling, you will not do it. Then it becomes an unnecessary strain on the earth. So you have to do that and reduces carbon dioxide emissions. Reusing is one of the best methods. Recycling से पहले reuse करो. If you are not able to use the other person. एक जमाने में था हमारे बड़े भाई का कुर्ता पैजामा तुम पहन लो. So whoever is the first son in the house or a first daughter in the house, she gets a new one. The others get used material. आजकल यूज नहीं करते आजकल के बच्चे. नहीं हमको नहीं चाहिए, हमको नया ही चाहिए. तो ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीजेस. छोटा हो गया तो उसको फेंक दो. Reusable automatically. See, lifestyle has changed like that. And that is, so it is time to go back to the old system. Reduce, reuse, recycle. This is the best way. Crisis of climate change, petrol, water, food, we have already seen. Do you need to throw everything? Think 10 times before throwing. अगर कहीं दूसरा कहीं पे यूज कर सकता है. In schools we used to have craft का classes था. A teacher used to say reuse waste, use from the waste, and हर एक छोटे छोटे चीज से including from making crafts material. यूज एक उसी को यूज करो, रीयूज करो. अगर यूज कर सकता तो बेटर टू यूज इट. अगर नहीं यूज कर सकता तो किसी को डोनेट करो जो यूज कर सकता है. अगर कंपोस्ट नहीं कर सकता है तो, अगर डोनेट नहीं करना है, आपका मन नहीं मान रहा है तो बेचो. कोई ना कोई will purchase it at a lower price. Reduce your food wastage. Use brown bags lunches. Buy expensive material. Don't buy cheap clothing. Cheap clothing लाएगा रास्ते में तो मिलता है, वो सस्ते में मिलता है, बराबर है, लेकिन ज्यादा दिन नहीं चलता है. It is better you purchase a little more expensive, which will last for a longer period of time. But if you want to have a daily change, then it's a problem. Order online or direct from companies rather than driving to the store. That also reduces transportation charges. Reserve one day for shopping instead of going everyday trip. Everyday you trip करोगे तो फिर खर्चा ज्यादा होगा. बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, इंडियंस लोग करते हैं. फिर भी कुछ लोग जो नया जनरेशन है उनके लिए ठीक है. यहाँ के लोग तो नॉर्मली ऐसे ही करते हैं. So we are comparatively much better as an Indian. We don't like to waste. So buy a car then lease for a long time. Carpool often possible. Turn off lights. ठीक है भाई, जरूरत नहीं है तो लाइट्स बंद करो. ज्यादा लाइट का जरूरत नहीं है तो why do you do it? Buy vintage items. यूज करो, यूज इको फ्रेंडली आइटम्स. Try community bartering sites. अगर आप यूज नहीं कर सकते तो give it to somebody. Recycle old things. Donate them to others or sell it off. Use cloth napkins instead of paper. आप कहीं पर भी बाथरूम में जाओगे तो you will find lot of paper thrown away. I don't know how many of them are recycled. If it is recycled, reuse paper. Printer misprints and scratch paper. At least do a preview before taking out a printout. Use old t-shirts, clothes and household work. ये तो आपको पता ही है, Indians को बोलना जरूरी भी नहीं है. Use reusable vessels and disposable ones. Be creative. There are dozens of things that you can reuse. Recycle all glass materials, paper materials, plastics, paints, mortar, etc. Go digital. Use digital books, magazines, movies. Compost everything. Basically, reduce the waste. Transportation is a major thing where we are, which is non-sustainable. Depleting petroleum reserves, everybody knows. So global climatic, yeah, government also gives a bit because of foreign exchange, other things from an Indian perspective. So use mass transits, which we discussed earlier, bicycle, walk, carpool, telecommunicate, accelerating, fast braking, hard wastage, etc. Food is becomes very, very important. There are many sayings in our Mahabharata and other places कि food को किस तरह से use करना चाहिए. Anyone who want to keep themselves totally free from any body disorders may just stop eating animal flesh. A person who does not eat flesh but supports others in eating it has to share the sin of eating due to association. Likewise, a person who does not kill but supports killing of innocent animals for meat has to suffer the sin of killing. Narada says one who eats others' flesh to increase their own ends up in pain and suffering. People who eat food offered to gods and maids as if it is nectar are truthful and love all lives are devas or godly. And people who are crooked, preach falsehood, and eat animal flesh are rakshasas. I am not saying, Mahabharata is saying. You eat rice, barley, gram, sesame, all these cereals are specifically meant for you. Do not kill all those who are capable of being your fathers and mothers. This is people who believe in reincarnation. Lamb eats darkness and produces soup. What food one eats daily, so will one produce. After reading all the six, this you might feel that I am a Sanghi or BJP. Now let me become little secular. WHO says that non-vegetarian food can cause 159 diverse types of diseases. But why do you eat? And what is from another point of view? 30% of the agricultural farm lands, 30% is used for feeding animals. Okay, worldwide. Now, if you give one animal food to get the protein from them, because people eat non-vegetarian for protein purposes. Technically बोलते हैं, taste is another matter. हम taste के लिए हम protein के लिए खाते हैं. That's what is normally said. Because you don't want to say हम taste के लिए खाते हैं. भले taste के लिए खाते होंगे. You have to spend approximately 2 to 3 kg of food to an animal to get 800 grams of protein. जबकि वो same material अगर आप डायरेक्टली 3 किलो खाते हो तो आपका पेट भर जाएगा. इनफैक्ट आप ज्यादा दिन खा सकते हो. That is a cycle. It works that way. Therefore, eating non-vegetarian itself is non-sustainable from that point of view. Because you are going to feed an animal out of which, if you see the condition, the amount of investment you are doing, not commensurate with the benefit you are getting. You are getting only 1/3 of the benefit. Common ones are heart diseases, kidney, gallstone bladder, arterial wounds, eczema, pains, constipation, arthritis, all done by World Health Organization. Vegetarian food is practically harmless, beneficial, and capable of curing diseases. US medical doctor, Dr. A. Watchman and Dr. D.S. Bernstein says that their special study shows that non-vegetarian food gradually weakens and deteriorates bones. Vegetarians have stronger bones than non-vegetarians. Non-vegetarian urine exceeds higher level of alkaline salts, causing deficiency in the blood that human blood fulfills from the bones, causing imbalance, reducing the resistant power of 5 diseases. So these are things which we say that ज़्यादा chicken mutton खाओगे तो आप become strong होगे. Theory says no, it doesn't happen. It's the other way around. Dr. Carl T. Loder Brashen says non-vegetarian food does not give strength. Instead, weakens by producing nitrogen with functions like poison for the nerves. Japanese scientists, Wenn's experiments conclude that non-vegetarian, apart from having risk of cancer and other nervous disorders, makes one anxious, restless, angry, hasty, have a wild nature with higher sexual desire and criminal mentality. You can see most of the criminals who are there in this world are non-vegetarians. The author of Diet and Food, Dr. Hughes, affirming the above results, further states vegetarian foods is truly strengthening. Most of the Pahlawans are all vegetarians. Now let's consider eggs. बोलते हैं यार वो तो ठीक है, एक्स है, एक्स इज अ नेचुरल प्रोसेस, उसमें तो कुछ है नहीं, किसी का जान तो नहीं ले रहे हैं। एक्स के बारे में तो हम देख लेते हैं। Let us consider eggs that really have little nutritional value. It is true that Sachin Tendulkar also claims that he has become strong because of eating eggs. But scientifically it says that eggs have got poisonous, harmful elements, special growth hormones, pesticides, DDT, pyridine, etc. Eggs produced hence eat pelgum, sputum, nasal, other secretions, germs, worms, and many other filthy things. And for people to believe that eating eggs can increase human mental capacity and intellectual quality is very surprising. Dr. Brown, he got a Nobel Prize for this, and Dr. Goldstein proves that eggs contain high amount of 220 mg of cholesterol, increasing the head to heart attack. So you are increasing your threat to getting a heart attack. Eggs have phosphoric acid and nitrogen, increasing body acidity, precursor to many other diseases. So ऐसा नहीं है कि रोज ऑमलेट खाएगा तो आपकी अच्छी बात है, ऐसी बात नहीं है. Egg sometimes harbors bacteria, Salmonella, Shigella, Staphylococci that cause intestinal diseases and tuberculosis as per Dr. Robert Graf. German professor Dr. Edgar Berg claims that egg is responsible for generating 51.83% of pelgum in humans that imbalances body nutrition. According to Professor Akoda of England, both bile juice and pancreatic juice are unable to digest egg. Whereas if you see the advertisements of how it is sold, it says it is good for body. It will digest your body. ऐसा ही देता है advertisement देखोगे तो. Reality is entirely different. Reality is this. This is a statement with this I will close because now you are going to have lunch. Despite popular knowledge of meat eating's adverse effects, the non-vegetarian diet became increasingly widespread among Hindus after two major invasions by foreign powers. First the Muslim and later the British. With them came the desire to be civilized because it was felt if you eat non-vegetarian stuff, you are civilized and you are becoming a scientist. Those actually trained in Vedic knowledge, however, never adopted a meat-oriented diet, and the pious Hindus still observe vegetarian principles as a matter of religious duty. And it is a fact. You go to any hospital and stand outside, you will find majority of the people who are suffering from diseases are all non-vegetarians. I am not promoting vegetarianism, but I am saying the truth. Clothing and jewelry is another big segment. Roti kapda और मकान हमारे लिए सबसे important है. तो उसके बाद आता है clothing and jewelry. Go vintage clothes, whether organic, vegan or not, inherently eco-friendly. Use organic brands, high quality stuff. Green consumption, buy less. जैसा पहला बता use real jewelry. आज थोड़ा difficult है कि 1,27,000 के 1,30,000 हो गया है per gram. Lunch is ready. So real jewelry and not artificial ones that do not last. अगर आप artificial लोगे तो आपको फेंकना ही है. Personal products, other important things है. Use material which are eco-friendly. Materials use which are easier. Don't use things which are not eco-friendly. Electricals and electronics, you all know that PE rating पहला भी देखा आपने. But PE rating, use LED, use CFL lightings, etc., so that you reduce it. Use thermostats. Use energy efficient appliances. Shut off lamps. Most importantly, the last one, train kids to turn off the lights and fans when not in use. Learning conclusions. Each part of the product cycle has considerable environmental impact. Our role as consumers is to reduce impact wherever possible. ऐसा नहीं कि सब जगह में जहां तक हो सके कोशिश करो कि sustainable रहे. Buying products which cause less environmental harmful impacts as well, lesser health impact, कोशिश करो. ऐसा ही करना है, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता है. Sometimes it is possible, आप नहीं कर सकते हो. वहां पर छूट है आपको. लेकिन जहां तक हो सके, try to be sustainable. We should also be mindful of how to properly dispose of our waste, reduce the amount of waste produced. Let us remember, one person's trash is another person's treasure. अगर ये आप remember करोगे, you will become sustainable. Thank you and thank you, best wishes.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise. Your words have truly inspired us. Now it's time to honor our distinguished guests. I now request our speakers to accept a token of appreciation from Shri V. Gopinath sir. I would like to call upon Shri Shashi Bhushan, Chief CRM and Tubes, Tata Steel Khopoli, to come forward and accept a token of appreciation. May I request Shri Suresh Devtalu, Vice President Legrand, to kindly come forward to be honored with this felicitation. I would like to call upon Dais Shri Philip Uthen Purakal, General Manager KSB Limited. I now request Dr. Bhagwan F. Jogi, Registrar, Institute of Chemical Technology, to grace the dais and accept the token of appreciation. May I now request Dr. Sitaram Dikshit, Chairman, Consumer Guidance Society of India. As we near the conclusion of today's Mahotsav, I would like to invite Scientist E and Head Western Regional Laboratory, Shri Anil Kapri sir, to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Bureau of Indian Standards.
Thank you. I know it's quite late, and I would like to keep it short and would not come in between you and the lunch. So, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is indeed my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the Bureau of Indian Standards, Western Regional Office, as well as the Western Regional Lab, on the occasion of World Standards Day, the Manak Mahotsav 2025. At the outset, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Kamachi Mudli, Vice Chancellor Homi Bhabha National Institute, for gracing this celebration with us, with his presence, and for delivering an inspiring inaugural address that reaffirmed our shared vision of promoting equality, innovation, and partnerships for a better world. We are equally grateful to our distinguished speakers today, Shri Shashi Bhushan, Executive Plant Head Tata Steel Limited, Shri Suresh Devtalu, Vice President Libra, Shri P. Philip, General Manager KSB Limited, Dr. Bhagwan F. Jogi, Registrar, Institute of Chemical Technology, and Dr. Sitaram Ram Dikshit, Chairman, Consumer Guidance Society of India, for their insightful and thought-provoking presentations highlighting the role of standards in driving sustainable development through collaboration and innovation. My sincere thanks are due to Sri V. Gopinath, our Deputy Director General, Western Region, for his continued guidance and encouragement, and to Sri Pinaki Gupta, Head Mumbai Branch Office, for his valuable support and contribution in organizing this event. I would like to make a special mention to the organizing team, the officers and staff of BIS Western Regional Office, the Mumbai branch office, and Western Regional Laboratory, whose tireless efforts, meticulous coordination, and commitment have made today's event a resounding success. Their dedication behind the scenes truly deserves heartfelt appreciation. Our gratitude is also due to the media representatives for their presence and for helping us carry forward the message of standardization, quality, and consumer trust to a wider audience. We extend our warm thanks to the officials and staff of Bharat Ratnam, the Mega Common Facilities Center at SEEPS, for providing excellent facilities and extending all possible assistance to make this program seamless and well organized. We are deeply thankful to all our invited guests, industry partners, academicians, consumer representatives, and colleagues who have joined us today to celebrate the spirit of standardization under the theme Shared Vision for a Better World SDG 17 Partnership for the Goals. Finally, I express my heartfelt appreciation to each one of you present here for your time, attention, and active participation, which have truly added value to this Manak Mahotsav 2025. Thank you all once again. Wish you a pleasant afternoon and an enjoyable lunch. Jai Hind.
Now we invite you to join for lunch organized on fifth floor. Have a wonderful afternoon.